This video is sponsored by Tarot Stack. Hey there, cozy babe, and welcome back to the most cozy, autumnal corner of the internet. Today, we're just going to be doing a little vibe check, seeing what your guides want to talk about in this tarot pick a card reading. So if you're unfamiliar with how pick a cards work, basically you're going to choose either pile number 1 with this little witch's broom container, pile 2 with the raven's wings, or pile 3 with the jack-o'-lanterns. This one's kind of harder to see, but it's got little confettis in it. So cute. You're going to choose one of these. Some of y'all might want to choose all of them, one of them, two of them. There's no wrong way of doing it. Just rest assured that if you were led to this video, you were meant to hear it. There's something here for you. So let's go ahead and get into it, starting from pile number 1. All right, pile number 1. If you chose the witch's brooms, this is going to be your pile. And we have more cards than just this as well. But before we get into it, I just want to say thank you for listening to my ad reads. They help put food on my table. They literally have helped me move from my house to my new apartment. And so when you listen to them, you get to support a wonderful indie company as well as support me as a creator to keep doing free work like this. So thank you. Today's sponsor is Tarot Stack. Y'all, if you've been here before, you know them quite well. We love working with them. Tarot Stack is an online tarot deck retailer. So if you're looking for a deck, especially right now during the holiday season, where you might have somebody in your life that has a special interest, it's a great place to find them a rare decks that you can't get anywhere else. And also, I just need you to know that I had been purchasing from Tarot Stack before I was ever working with them. So working with them has been a huge dream, but I was already purchasing my own decks, and their decks are high quality. There are some that are extremely rare. I have a few that have authentication cards in them because there were so few of them printed. And I've just never been disappointed. Anything I've ever received, they're always packaged great, come in a timely manner. The tarot decks and cards are just always so wonderful and great cardstock, high quality. So if you are looking for a deck for you or someone you know and love, be sure to check them out. All the cards that we use today in this reading are from Tarot Stack. I will link each deck down below in the order that they appear. And, I hope that you'll give them a check out. So let's go ahead and get into it. So we've got the witch's brooms. Love that. So cute. And let's see what's going on, bestie. So first and foremost, we have, oh my gosh, sorry. It's a little bit hard to see from where I'm sitting. The 7 of Wands. Looks like what we have first, starting out, 7 of Wands. Then we have the 6 of Wands. 6 of Swords, double sixes. Knight of Wands. And Justice. Okay, so this is how you're going to know if this reading is for you or if you need to choose another pile, basically, is that I'm going to kind of look at what's currently going on for you. So what's currently going on for you with the 7 of Wands in the center, you have been being persecuted, bestie. People have been coming for your character, coming for your worthiness. I feel like you have really had to set a lot of boundaries and stand up for yourself and hold your ground. And I do feel like you've seen some success with that, but I also feel like this has been a really tough journey. This has been a tough journey, a tough battle. This has not been something that has just been easy for you, because when I see the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands, the 6 of Swords is a difficult journey that you've had to go through, that you've had to work through. And the 6 of Wands, this is victory. This is having victory, good things happening, being noticed, being recognized, and also being vindicated from something. So I do feel like you have laid a lot of really interesting groundwork recently that has really helped you, but your journey isn't over yet. You're seeking equilibrium, you're seeking balance, whether that is with another person, another party, a community, or just more balance within your everyday life with the Justice card. And then the Knight of Wands, I do feel that you're somebody that usually has a very high passion for life. You might have a lot of energy. I'm really getting the notion that you haven't felt like you've had it recently, though. It's been difficult to come by. So that it's that, or I'm also hearing for some of you, this could be another person that you're setting boundaries with that just has a lot of high energy, or maybe it's a F-boy type situation. I feel like the Knight of Wands sometimes can come across as that. Definitely big Page of Wands energy too, but Knight of Wands to me, it can come across as like F-boy energy. So it could be setting boundaries with a romantic partnership that's newly come into your life or even long-standing. But ultimately, this is where you are right now. Now we're going to take a look at like basically how to navigate your next steps with this. Actually, what is this deck called? This is the Stardust deck. Okay. And I want to give it a really good shuffle. I did shuffle a little bit intentionally before this reading, but the decks that you see today are newer to my collection. So they may be not, they might still need a little more shuffling, but I tried to really hit them before coming in, kind of break them in for us. Just take a deep breath for me. Just in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay. I'm going to shuffle these one more time. Oh, okay. Spirit said we are done. All right. We have the Seven of Wands, I believe that this is. Okay, so wait. The Seven of Wands was your first significator, and now we're getting it again. You need to stand your ground with what you're going through right now. It's really important that you stand your ground. Spirit is saying, do not hinder what you're already doing. The effort that you've already been putting in. Do not falter. Do not hinder the progress. You need to just be told this. You are doing such an excellent and amazing job. It doesn't feel like it right now because this is new territory for you. And Spirit needs you to know, like, you literally stumbled across this reading because you needed this reassurance. Keep putting in that concentrated effort. It is going to pay off. You are going to make headway, especially with other people and situations in your life that feel like they have previously overwhelmed you. This is almost like, to me, it's for some of you, not everyone, but for some of you, this is giving like standing up to your parents. This is giving the energy of like standing up to your parents and being like, no, this is what I will not tolerate moving forward. It could be a friend, romantic partner, like I said, but it's giving like maybe coworkers too, but it's giving like standing up to people who have wronged you in the past and said, no, we're not tolerating it. And I feel like you want to give in and give up a little bit because, oh gosh, it's like this feeling of feeling hopeless that change will ever occur. And the thing is, you may not be able to change them, but you can always change how you respond. Do not give in. Do not throw in the towel. You are doing the right thing. Then we have the Knight of Swords. Literally, you're using your voice. You're using your voice in a really powerful way to get your needs met. And Spirit is saying to not give up on that, to not stop doing that. Then we have the Queen of Wands. So this is also going to help you to gain your confidence back. I feel like if you felt recently that your confidence has not really been on your side, like maybe it's just felt like you haven't been able to have a lot of confidence. Confidence hasn't felt like something you could master, or like it just feels like you haven't been able to have it, I guess. Spirit is ultimately saying with this that your confidence is going to blossom out of this because what's happening is you're starting to trust yourself more. You're starting to trust your capability. You're starting to see that it's actually safe to ask for the things that you need. And even if the people that you're asking it of don't give it to you and can't meet those needs, you are safe to ask and you are safe to then show yourself compassion after. So it's going to help you build your self-confidence. Then we have the Hanged Man. You're also, listen, something else you really need to hear, pile number one, is I feel like you keep getting told that nothing changes. You keep getting told by like these other people that nothing ever changes. And the thing is, you have no idea who you're impacting ever, no matter what you're doing. Because when one person, like, even if we talked about like psychological, like Like, please remember, I'm not a therapist. Never use my readings in place of that. But in terms of like, if you went to like family therapy, okay, let's say, if one person in a family ring changes their mind, does something different in the conversation, changes their approach, every single person in the family is forced to make a shift. It doesn't mean it's going to be massive right away, but there are micro shifts that happen that you cannot even detect. This is the same in any interaction that you have. It causes a micro shift. Everything and everyone is always in a constant state of change, even yourself. And you are at this point, even though they will not tell you that, they will not let you see it, you are giving them a new perspective. You're also getting a new perspective out of this. The Hanged Man is all about gaining a new perspective. And I think you feel like it's not working. You feel like your efforts are futile, and it sucks. But you actually are forcing a new perspective. And this is why you're being told not to give up and to like be relentless about it. Then we have the Page of Swords. Keep using your voice. They're probably going to keep spewing immaturity. I'm not going to lie to you about it. They're going to keep spewing immature nonsense at you, but keep using your voice. Keep saying what you need to say. The page is like them to me. It's that immature way of using their voice. It's, oh, you came to me because I hurt you. Well, it hurts me that you would bring this up to me. It's that kind of energy. Like they flip the table constantly on you. Spirit is saying with this page, like they're not necessarily going to change. Actually, let's pull one more card on them. The Star. They are going to change. They are going to change. It's just going to take more time. This is why you're being told not to give up on this. And like, trust me, I know this situation that I'm talking about thoroughly. I myself have been in a situation like this with my own family. I understand this intimately. And though like, I wouldn't say that in my experience, every single person changed a certain kind of way, I do feel like change still occurred in some regard. And there is like, I am respected more. I am talked to differently now. And it took years for me. I don't think it's going to be years for you. It took years for me to come to that place with these people. So like, I don't want to give specifics because it's really personal, but like ultimately this hits close to home for me. And so I feel like I just want you to know that like this person in particular, if it is a person or a group, things are going to change and it is going to work out for the better. The Star is the promise of healing. Okay, now I'm going to get you a couple of these. I want to say this is the Inari. They're basically like little affirmations that you just need to hear right now. I have more than enough time. You have more than enough time. And I respect my time and energy. Ooh, that goes so in alignment with what I've been saying to you. Please respect your time and energy. You are worth that. Respect your time and your energy, bestie. And I know this reading is a little bit shorter than what I typically do, but because I am in the process of moving, I do have to do some like shorter ones, but I wanted to still make this video a pick a card. So that is the reading that I have for you. Thank you to Tarot Stack for sponsoring. If y'all are curious about my move situation, if you've been keeping up with that, I do have a wish list that I'm going to put down below because some of you have asked for it. Do not feel compelled to look at it if you don't care. I do have like an Amazon wish list though, if you want to get a little housewarming gift for us. As this move was definitely a hard one for us. I talked more about it in my last video at the end of the reading. So if you want to know like more about that, you can check it out there or join my Patreon where I've also talked about it more. But just know that that is available to you if you would like to use it. You can also tip me. I have my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal available to you. That also supports me if this reading helped you. And I also have my Patreon where I have vlogged my new apartment, how I've been decorating it. That might actually already be up potentially by the time this video is out. Not sure, but if it's not out, it will be within the next like week or so. So Those are just ways to support me as a reader here. I would love that. All my links are down below. And like I said, don't forget to check out Tarot Stack. Thank you so much to them. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you so much. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. Bye. All right, pile number 2, if you chose the Raven's Wings, looks like this. This is going to be your pile. Thank you so much for listening to my ad reads. They support me, helped me to move into my new apartment, helped me to put food on my table. I appreciate it. And if you listen, you also get to support an indie company that I feel like is a really great fit for our channel. So thank you so much. This video is sponsored by Tarot Stack. If you're not familiar with Tarot Stack, they are an online retail for tarot decks. So the holiday season is coming up. If you know somebody that would like a deck, or you want one for yourself, I would encourage you to check them out. They have rare decks that are more unique because they work more with independent artists. And before I ever worked with them on my channel as a consistent sponsor, I was purchasing from them myself. So they are, to me, somebody that I really back personally, and they have always treated me so well as a creator as well from that front of things. So please do check them out if you're looking for a deck. All of the decks that we use today are going to be from there. And I will link them in the order that they appear down below. And they're just great. They're a great company. All of the decks that I have from them are always really high quality and really interesting. I have a few decks that are so rare that they have authenticity certificates or cards. So really, really cool. I love Tarot Stack. Thank you, Tarot Stack, for sponsoring us. And let's get into your reading. So pile number 2, let me actually put this right up here for you. Pile number 2, the first few cards are just going to be kind of your current situation. Okay. So we have the King of Pentacles starting out. Then we have the 3 of Swords. Oh no, bestie, what is going on? 3 of Swords. Then we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Then we have Temperance and the 2 of Swords. Okay, Temperance and the 2 of Swords. So this is going to kind of help you to understand if this is your pile or if you should pick again. So the main point of your reading that you were led here to look at is this King of Pentacles, your financial situation. Okay. Money, finances. I do feel like you recently maybe suffered some kind of financial loss. I say that because we have the 3 of Swords here. I feel like you worked really, really hard to not experience this with Temperance being here and showing up. You've been put between a rock and a hard place. And the 3 of Pentacles tells me that you maybe have recouped a little bit, but it's been with some help, but I do feel ultimately this was something that really kind of shook you. The 3 of Swords is not small, in my opinion. It's something that really hurts. It's something that we've been through this before and it happens again, so it stings even harder. It is to me almost like a traumatizing experience sometimes. 3 of Swords is not easy. It's very painful. It cuts through the heart. Those swords are piercing a heart. So this also could be a breakup that you recently went through and you're now having to maybe divide some assets, a divorce, a breakup, something along those lines. I also feel like you have had support from community, friends, or family during this situation, but it really has put you in this place of not really trusting yourself, not really trusting where you're going, not knowing where you're going. Something you need to hear right now that your guides are telling me is that with this 2 of Swords, when you don't make a choice, you're still making a choice. And if you don't make a choice between the 2 options you're being given, the universe was going to make one for you. And it's not always the choice that you would have preferred. So if you're stuck between making some choices, even if they're hard, Spirit is kind of cautioning you with this, that you need to go ahead and make the choice. The Temperance card popping out here, I do feel like you have a good head on your shoulders. You're not spiraling 24/7. You're doing relatively well, all things considered. But this has not been an easy thing for you. This is something that with time, it's going to make sense as to why it happened. but right now it definitely is fresh and stings. So let's take a look at what we can do. We're going to be using the Stardust Tarot. All right, we have the High Priestess. I love that this is coming out first because you're really being told to trust your intuition right now. If this is something that you're going through, you're being told that your intuition is really important right now and that you have access to really honing in on that. And if you're someone that's like, I don't really like fall in line with my intuition a lot, I don't use that a lot, something you need to know if you're confused about it, and this will help, is that your anxiety will scream. Your ego will scream. Your intuition is calm. This is like the best way I know how to describe this to you. A great example, if for my neurodivergent babies out there, all of y'all always comment and tell me that like story time really helps you to take the cards in. And as a neurodivergent myself, I love sharing this way. I'm definitely a story healer, but I'll give you the short version. When I was having gallbladder problems back in like 2017, I had been to the ER numerous times, was undiagnosed, finally got a diagnosis, was told it was gallstones after like a year of going through that. I had surgery scheduled for like 2 weeks out, but they told me that if I came back to the ER, I would be admitted. I was laying in bed playing video games because I could not do much else. I felt so sick. And all of a sudden, I just kind of had this like overwhelming, in a good way, calm wash over me. And I heard in my own voice, you need to put your shoes on, you need to go get your husband, and you need to go to the hospital. And it was not a scary thing. It was not like, oh my gosh, I need to get up. I gotta go. I was very calm. And I was like, okay, I need to get up. I need to put my shoes on. I need to go to the hospital. I was not in any pain really at the moment. And I went, I got my husband, I put my shoes on, went to the hospital. By the time I got to the hospital, I was in the worst pain I had ever been in. And thankfully they had a room for me immediately. They got pain medicine into me immediately. I was in so much pain, like morphine couldn't touch it. They had to give me Dilaudid, which is like the even more intense morphine. And I still was in pain. I just couldn't move because I was so like drugged up. Anyways, that was a really traumatizing experience. My point is, my intuition really came through and said, hey, if you do not leave and get into that hospital right meow, shit is going to progress. It is going to get worse. And it's going to be like, I probably would have had to have taken an ambulance to the hospital. So like, and I ended up getting admitted because I had pancreatitis. Things had gotten really out of hand. I was hospitalized for days. But I firmly believe that I probably would have had to have taken an ambulance to the hospital. And things like my pancreas could have burst. I could have died. Like, it was actually really intense. But that's what I mean when I say your intuition will not scream at you. Even if it's something that feels scary, it's not going to scream at you. You're going to have this like calm understanding. That's how you know when it's your intuition. Okay, you have the Strength card popping out here. This is just a difficult time, bestie. I have to be real with you. This is a difficult time, but it's going to build your character and your strength. And I know I can hear you already. I'm tired of building my character and my strength. I know you are. Let's keep going. We have the Seven of Swords. Okay, this is also teaching you not to self-sabotage. If you are somebody that feels like you struggle with self-sabotage, read The Mountain Is You by Brianna Wiest. One of the best books I've ever read in my life on self-sabotage. It'll change your life. Truly, it'll change your life. And it's not a hard read and it's enjoyable. I feel like it's a good read. But Seven of Swords to me is self-sabotage. Where are we sabotaging ourselves? You You do not let this experience that you are going through be such a dark mark on your life that you feel like you cannot trust another person ever again. That's what we're trying to avoid, is this like setting in and becoming a new core belief for you, working through it so that that doesn't happen. The Ace of Pentacles, you're going to financially recover. If finances have gotten really screwed up, you're going to financially recover. And then the Ace of Swords, you're going to have a new idea. You're going to get the clarity that you've been asking for. And a new financial stream of income is going to be made known to you. If this is like where it's been hurting the most. Can we know any more on those? Okay, well, you got the Chariot. I honestly think this is going to be such an important note on like when you zoom out and look at the entirety of your life later, this is going to be one of those things that you're going to be like, damn, I'm so glad that I went through this, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't have ended up in this better place. Because the Chariot, that's all about your destiny, following destiny. It's also can be about like moving house. So like that might be something that some of y'all are needing to do. But the Chariot to me ultimately is about following your true north, following your destiny. So we're going to go ahead and get some extra cards out for basically just like what you need to hear, maybe some little affirmations that you need to hear. Everything is going smoothly. You need to trust that. Everything is working out in your favor right now. You just can't see it yet. The answers I seek appear in my dreams. So you're also being told to pay attention to your dreams more. You don't have to keep like a pen and a paper. If you keep your phone next to your bed, which I know most of y'all do, just jot things down in your phone notes in the morning. That's like one of the best ways to remember. If you have a pen and a paper, do that. You know, that's going to be better. But I recognize most of us use digital things now. Your dreams are going to have answers for you on what to do next in terms of this like clarity and this new financial stream coming through to help you. And you need to know that everything actually is working out. Things sometimes have to fall apart so that they can fall together. And that is what I have for you. I know this is a little bit of a shorter reading from me, as I am in the middle of like uprooting my entire life and moving somewhere else. So this is just what I have time for this week. But thank you so much, Tarot Stack. Please do check them out. All the decks we used are from them. And if you would like to support me during this time period right now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, my last video at the end of it, I covered it. And my Patreon has gotten a lot more information as well. But if you would like to support me in any way, I do accept tips for my readings, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all listed down below. I also, because y'all have asked for it, I have my Amazon wish list available to you if you want to send me a housewarming gift. Never expected. I'm literally only putting that out there because it's been asked for. And you can also join my Patreon, where I'm vlogging my moving experience, what I've been up to, what I've been going through in this process. So if you want to see that exclusive content, you can get it there, as well as a bunch of other stuff, like almost 500 posts now, tons of stuff on my Patreon. So please do check it out. It supports me. And that is everything. So please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I will talk to you next time. Bye. All right, pile number 3. If you chose the jack-o'-lantern confetti, this is going to be your reading. Now, I do want to say, first of all, thank you so much for listening to my ad reads. It supports me. It helps me out as a creator, and it also helps the small business that we work with. So thank you so much. It literally puts food on my table, helps me fund my life, helps me to create more stuff like this. So thank you so much for listening to my ads. And I just want to give a special thank you to our sponsor today, which is Tarot Stack. Y'all already know, if you've been here before, we have a long-standing relationship with Tarot Stack, and we love them. All the decks that you see here today today being used are from Tarot Stack. Basically, if you don't know about them, they are an online tarot retailer that sells oracle and tarot decks from indie creators. So they're absolutely wonderful. I purchased decks from Tarot Stack before I ever worked with them. Like, they were somebody I already liked. So it was a huge dream to get to work with them. And their decks I am always impressed with. They always have quality, whatever is up and coming and new. They work with independent artists, so you can find things there that are significantly more rare. And, the holiday season's coming up. If you have a little spooky boo, a little tarot card reader in your life, this would be a great place and a great opportunity to get a little gift for them. And all the decks that we use today are from Tarot Stack, so you can get to preview some of them as well. But thank you so much, Tarot Stack. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. So we have that jack-o'-lanterns thing here, and we have for you, first and foremost, the Three of Cups at the center of your reading. We have the Queen of Cups. No, I'm sorry. Page of Cups. My bad. The Page of Cups. Queen of Wands energy. We love to see it. The Two of Cups. And the Eight of Swords. Bestie, what's going on? Okay, let me make these cute for you, and then we'll discuss. And then we have more cards as well. My gosh, y'all, I have that song stuck in my head right now, Education Connection. It's like a jingle from the early 2000s. Education Connection. Please tell me that somebody else recognizes that jingle and I am not the only one here making a fool of myself. Anyways, the brain rot is real. The Three of Cups being at the center of your reading, I do feel like right now you are focused on meeting your friends. You are focused on meeting your girl gang, your guy friends, your everybody, your friends, the people that you want to spend more time around. Maybe you're also literally looking for a coven of like-minded people. This could also be that you've just been a little more supported by deeply fulfilling emotional relationships, or it's something you're seeking. I see that we have the Queen of Wands here and the Page of Cups. Spirit is saying that you have been setting a lot of intention for this and you feel like you're ready. And I think that you're right, because Queen of Wands is someone that has a lot of confidence that they've really worked on to like muster up. The Two of Cups tells me, oh, you know what? One of you here is looking for like a polyamorous relationship. Very specific for this generalized reading, but especially with like the Two of Cups also coming out, some of y'all are looking to add a third. Just pointing it out, okay? I'm just trying to feel out who's here and came into this reading. So one of y'all is looking for a third. The Two of Cups also is about like a committed partnership. You also might be looking to add to your family, like a third addition to your family, a child. But I do feel like there is some drawbacks here. There is some past stuff that needs to be dealt with in order for you to move forward. Because when I see this, the Eight of Swords, this is like limiting beliefs, feeling trapped by limiting beliefs, not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy, letting those things kind of overwhelm you. So let's take a look and see with the Stardust Tarot what we can do with this. What can we do with this energy? Ooh. Oh, okay, one more shuffle. Okay, we have the Queen of Wands again. So Spirit is saying to remain open and confident about either meeting some new people or setting intention for that, because you got the Queen of Wands in your reading twice. This is about remaining confident in what you're doing right now, especially when it involves other people and going after your dreams. We have the Death card. So there is going to be some change on the horizon for sure. The Five of Swords. I don't like that, bestie. The Eight of Swords. Not the Eight of Swords again. And the Page of Cups again. Bestie, wake up. Okay, listen. The Five of Swords coming out, this is victim mentality every time. This is you victimizing yourself. When you're not a victim, you're a survivor. You're not a victim. You are a survivor. This doesn't mean that you don't go through things. What happened to you is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to heal from it. It is your responsibility to work through it so that you don't project it onto other people and new situations. But it's not your fault what happened to you, ever. Not in this instance. The Eight of Swords tells me that this left you with a lot of scars, okay? This is that feeling like you're not worthy, feeling like you can't handle it, feeling like there's a lot of overwhelm. The Eight of Swords is about feeling trapped, but the thing that you need to know about the Eight of Swords is you're not actually trapped. Like even if you look at like the imagery of this card, which was the Eight of Swords as well, she's very loosely bound. She could actually unravel those herself and pull the blindfold off. She just chooses not to. She chooses to stay in this victim mentality. I'm going to give you some really harsh medicine, pile number 3, and you're probably not going to like it, but you need to hear it. You are at a point with this now because you literally got it twice. You are at a point with this now where you need to ask yourself what you're getting out of it. When you make yourself the victim in your own story, you need to start asking yourself, what am I getting out of it? Not how am I hurting other people? No, that would be a rehashing of abuse. No. What are you getting out of it? By constantly rehashing, by constantly going over in your mind how you were wronged, how hurt you were, how you didn't deserve it, what are you getting out of it? When you rehash it with other people and you don't take the steps to heal and get better, what are you getting out of it? Do you enjoy the sympathy that comes? Do you enjoy what other people give to you because of it? These are questions that I feel like only really strong-minded people are able to ask themselves. And it's not about victim blaming. So please get that out of your mind and out of your mouth. It's not about victim blaming. Being a victim is a very real thing. However, I get the sense that with this reading, you're at a point where it's time to move on from this story because you have a life to live. And you have been not living it to your fullest. The Death card says that it's time to change. It's time for a really serious transformation in your life to take place. And the Page of Cups tells me that you've already been doing the work to try to romanticize your life and what could come next. Like, instead of asking yourself, what is the worst that could happen? Why not start focusing on what is the best that could happen? I have a passage that I need to read to you. I read it to my patrons actually, they haven't even seen it yet because it's for November. So Patreon, you're going to get to hear this twice, but I need to read this to you because I read it today and I feel like it really applies to this situation and you need to hear this. Okay. You were led to this reading today because you needed to hear this. So this is from the book Ceremony by Brianna Weist. It says, "This is the day your life begins, though of course it never really stopped. Somewhere in the course of your journey, you got the idea that you had to spend some period of time in limbo, a purgatory, a prep period, a waiting room, in which you would have to earn your own joy. You got the idea that until you were good enough, you did not deserve to savor the little things, which are really the big things. You got it in your head that you were destined to spend some period of time simply sitting on the sidelines until someone invited you to play the game. Today that changes. Today your life begins because you are no longer waiting until it is perfect before you begin to participate. You are not a project. You are not a robot. The real work of improving yourself can only be done in real time, through trial and error, by showing up and sometimes getting it wrong. The people who never misstep are the ones who have never truly tried anything meaningful. What may look like a flawless record on the surface is a deep and pervasive longing just beneath. But I promise you, this will not be your story because your life begins today. What you lose when you think that you cannot yet show up in your life is the ability to actually live it. You lose the notion that any one moment can be the instance that it all changes. because that's exactly how it happens. One day you meet the love of your life. One day you apply for the job of your dreams. One day you stand in the tarmac. One day you stand in the tarmac. One day you're landing in a new country. One day you're packing your bags. One day you get the keys. One day you get the good news. One day you submit the manuscript. And one day a tipping point is hit and you are forever changed. Your entire life is a series of moments, not in the past or future, but unfolding in the infinite now. All of which are giving you micro opportunities, portals to become the person you have always wanted to be, which really means living the life you have always wanted. Because you have been waiting to start, you have replaced your genuine desire for life with ideas about what a perfect life might look like, as opposed to how it would feel. Work will always be work. Relationships will always be relationships. The parties will end and nobody will know what was in your bank account or what wasn't. Nobody will check the tags of your clothes to see where they're from. Nobody will even remember what you wore there anyway because, of course, they were too busy worrying about themselves. Do you want to know the truth? There is not one more thing that you need to do in order to be good enough for your own life. There is not one more thing you need to earn, accomplish, acquire, or change. The only finish line you're rushing toward is death. If you're under the impression that you will only ever be able to feel happy when you create the very specific experience you envisioned in your mind, you are incorrect. Happiness is a practice. If we don't learn how to appreciate what we have while we have it, nothing will be enough. So what you are risking is more than just missing yet another day walking in circles around yourself, fixing things that aren't really broken, anxious about missing out on updates about other people's lives while you stare at your phone and miss your own. What you are risking is arriving at all the places you have ever dreamed and realizing that you are no happier for being there. Please don't let that be your story. Please don't let the days pass you by. Please let your life start today. Please make today the day that changes the rest of your days to come. Ooh, I feel like that also really hit on the head this Page of Cups twice, because the Page of Cups is all about feeling how you think your life should feel, how you think it should go, how you can put the rose-colored glasses on and envision it. And you've done that so much that you have forgotten to actually live. You have forgotten to actually live your life and not just think about how it could be. So now we have a couple of affirmation cards that I'm going to pull for you that you just need to hear right now. This chapter is filled with love, gentleness, and abundance. So you're going towards a really beautiful chapter of your life. My actions bear fruit. You need to know that getting in there, doing the work, taking an action, you're going to see something positive. I know that in this day and age, especially millennials, especially Gen Z, we have been taught more than anyone. And I know some of you aren't that generation and it's been different for you, but I'm speaking to those people specifically right now. We have been taught that if you go to school, you'll be able to get a good job, have a house, afford a partner, house, 2 kids, all that stuff. You'll get everything. And all of that blew up in our faces. And so we've been taught that our efforts are futile. We've been taught that when we work really hard towards something, we actually don't get anything. And we have this massive number of people now, because that generation is a huge part of the population now, these generations, that we think our efforts don't get us anywhere. And I'm telling you, your efforts do get you somewhere. You just have to retrain yourself and your mind to get on board with it. I know it's been hard. You have been through it. Okay. The death card isn't small. Dang, I thought your reading was going to be this cute little lighthearted thing, and it got real serious real fast, bestie. I feel like if you were led to the reading today, this was something you really needed to hear. This was the reality check that you needed. And you can come back and listen to it as many times as you want. That is the reading I have for you today. I know it's a little bit shorter than most of my readings, but I am in the process of uprooting my entire life, so it's what I had time for. Thank you so much to Tarot Stack. If you would like to support me right now, especially during this process of what I'm dealing with, I have my Cash App, Venmo, PayPal listed down below. If you'd like to leave me a tip for my readings, I always accept it. I have my Patreon as well available to you, where I have almost 500 posts. I've actually been vlogging this moving experience a little bit, showing my new space. There's going to be a video out on the Patreon before the month is out, showing it off to you. So if you want to see all of that, be sure to become a patron. It also just helps me in general. It's a great way to help a creator. If any creator you love has a Patreon and you want to support them, join them. It really does help. And I also, because y'all asked, I have put my wish list, my Amazon wish list out there again. And if you want to send me a little housewarming gift, I would really appreciate it. We've put things, me and my husband have put things on there that we need. It's also a list that like I have had and I shop from. So not everything is going to be like that, but like newer things that we've put on the list, there's like a lot of that. So if you'd like to send us a housewarming gift, we would greatly appreciate it. Link for that down below. And don't forget to check out Tarot Stack if you would like to get a deck for yourself or someone you love. And that is what I have for you. Please do not forget, when you stand on your own authenticity, you empower everyone around you to do the same. And I'll talk to you again so soon from a new space. I'm so excited. Bye.